Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Morning, guys. Todd, good morning. Fellas, very good morning. JP Morgan reported earlier they beat top and bottom, and it looks like Citigroup beat on the bottom number, earnings, and came in as expected on the top at 17.3 billion. So that just came in. Let's see here. Today is, good morning, guys. Randy, Sue, Tony, Jacques, Jim, good morning. Today is Tuesday. We have no news, nothing. I don't think we have any earnings after the close no, we don't. So that's basically it, guys. Earnings has started. Financials look healthy. Dollar index has bid this morning. And crude has actually popped up as well overnight with net buyers, about 1,200. I don't think crude is going far. 1,200 buyers in crude on this bid of dollar strength. We do have some selling pressure right now in gold. We've got about 12, almost 1,300 net sellers. NASDAQ actually has over 3,000 net sellers. Good morning, Chris. We had some 22,000 buyers yesterday. Just an incredible trade yesterday. YM about 950 sellers at the moment. ES 3,100 buyers. Glenn, good morning and welcome back. Guys, if you're here for the week, good morning to Tuesday in the room. Welcome back, fellas. For those of you guys that are newer or new to the room, maybe here on trial, I do currently now have my gold, silver, euro, and pound. Euro's already in a short. Robots on. In any event, guys, we're here. We'll see what we get. Today is Amazon Day, as well as Apple's new iPhone release. I think there's 5 phones or something of varying size. Let me take a look at a smaller time frame here. Here's what I have for the NASDAQ. Support is down here at 87, which we just pinged off of. I do like it a little bit lower, maybe back around 75, 175. But I do have targets at 265 and 343. I don't know that we get there today, but here's our 265. But I mean, in my opinion, I think we see all-time highs this week. I think it's just an opinion. But I think it's a buy the dip. Natural gas, I just missed a long, but support on gas is about 2804 area. 6B is in a short. Here's your 6B. Pound is in a short on the robot on the 15 minutes. This is generally, as you guys know, very slow going. So we have a short on 6B. We'll see what we get there. I will quickly read the disclaimer, and we'll get on with it. Try to make some money again today. U.S. government required disclaimer: futures and options trading has large potential rewards, but also large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the futures and options markets. Don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. This website is neither a solicitation nor an offer to buy or sell futures or options. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those discussed on the website. Past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. CFTC Rule 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Since trades have not been executed, results may have under or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are subject to the fact that they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those shown. There is your disclaimer. Sean, very good morning. First target is off on the 6B. So as far as chart setup, there's no real chart setup per se. What you're looking at on the screen are my 15 range charts, which is what I like to trade in conjunction with order flow, though my order flow chart is a 5-minute order flow, right? 15 range would just be too small for me to try to trade. As well as the charts, I have the robot, which has really been the primary focus for some, I don't know, 14, 15, 16 months, whatever it's been. And the robot, I trade on a number of instruments across a number of time frames. So for instance, gold, I trade on a small 377 tick, and I traded on a 3-minute. NASDAQ, I trade primarily on 2 different 3-minute charts. Both have different settings. One is a very high probability chart, which was yesterday, actually took a trade. Doesn't take many trades, but that's basically what you're looking at. So I'm looking at 15 range charts, which are my preferred chart. Now, if you talk to 10 traders, you'll probably get 10 different answers, right? So somebody might say, well, you know, I prefer to trade a 987 tick, or somebody prefers a 3-minute, or someone else a 10-minute. There's no right and wrong. I've just traded 15 range charts for a long, long while. It's what I'm comfortable with. But relative to order flow, I teach it very specifically. And the bots, of course, anyone that may at the end of the week elect to join and purchase the bot in the member area, all of these settings are there. So we're not asking you to, you know, purchase a black box system and basically tell you to figure it out for yourself. We actually can change and alter settings in the robot. In the member area, we do have settings that are preferred settings. I do on occasion trade the NASDAQ as well on small time frame, 15 range. I did yesterday briefly, but hadn't traded it in weeks because of the volatility. I am, so one of the, you know, again, one of the things, Jim, yeah, overall on the NASDAQ and in the indices, I am bullish overall. Okay. Does that mean that I'm bullish at the moment? The answer is no, I'm not. I'm not willing to take a short, even with 3,000 negative delta, not down here. I know look. So here is your NASDAQ on a 5-minute, right? We're below the 68. We're sitting roughly right near the 95. I'm not willing to short it on the bottom. If I wanted to short, we're still above VWAP. If I wanted to short, it would have been up in here, 229, and then on that break here, lower high, stack seller imbalance into the 68, and then you hold it and hope that you get a continued move now down into VWAP, which we may get, but I'm not interested in a short here. There is a short, if anybody wants a short, here, about 85, and it'll give you some ticks. But again, my sense is what's going to happen is, you know, again, you know, think of a balloon. I'm going to take one of these off here, guys, as well. Think of a balloon. You fill a balloon with air. You take the air out of the balloon. You blow it up, you can blow it up bigger, right? So yesterday we had an inordinate amount of buyers. There's going to be some profit taking. It would not surprise me that all of these contracts get bought back at some point today. But if we come down through that swing, that red line, it's good for a trade. How far? I don't know. It's pre-market. I think we only may come down to 75. I mean, if you wanted to take a short, you could short it now. I'm not. With a stop at 09, 20 handles. Not for me. I'd be more interested at this point in trying to buy 75. Right down in here, this area. Let me take a look at natural gas today. Nothing there. Gold is interesting. We are above VWAP, but we have an unfinished auction at 24.2. We're going to come back to 24.2. Good morning, Magnus. If this comes through this swing, it'll work up into probably 29.7. It's got to get through that swing. Pound is out on the runner. One tick from target. One tick. 377 hit targets. Should go 133. We're pushing pretty good resistance right here. You guys may want to take some ticks here. See the red area here on your order flow? That's resistance. That's supply. Gold. Let's see. I don't think we can get above 29.5, but maybe. Natural gas is along right here. Gold's going to have to pop 28.5. Out on the runner. No can do. Can't get through that area. So gold just got two more targets. Silver got target. Yeah, it is commitment to traders. We came into 75 and I missed it again. watching gold. 75 was our entry long, guys, on NASDAQ. Bounced 5-6 handles. Bob, that bot comes with, yes. I mean, Sean, you could theoretically run it on every single thing that trades on 10 different time frames, but I'm running it on silver, NASDAQ, gold, YM, ES, 6E, and 6B, 7. But I mean, you could, if you had, man, 3-minute gold just shorted. If you had it on, so what is the success rate roughly? So that's always a good question. I get that question a lot. So ideally, what I try to find are settings that will run at roughly 70%. Now, some of that is going to be predicated on the time frame. So for instance, the smaller the time frame that you use, like yesterday I showed you the 15 range on the NASDAQ. The smaller the time frame you use, one, the more trades it's going to take, right? So a 15 range robot is going to take infinitely more trades than a 3-minute or than a 30-minute or a 15-minute, right? Common sense. And your success rate will vary with the time frame of the chart. So for instance, if I trade the ES on a 15-minute time frame, this week it's not taking a trade. Well, I mean, it's just yesterday, right? We haven't had a trade yet. But prior to this week, over the last 20 trade sessions, the ES on the 15-minute time frame had taken over 20 trade sessions, 4 weeks, had taken 15 trades, so less than one a day, with 14 winners. Now, some traders would say, well, but golly, gee whiz, the stop is 40 ticks. Okay, well, you can trade MES, but the whole purpose of a stop, and I go through this every week with trials, the whole point of a stop is not how little can I lose when I'm wrong. The whole purpose of the stop is, where does the stop have to be to allow the trade to breathe and work, right? I mean, at heart, I'm a scalper. I can scalp 10, 15 ticks better than anybody I know. But why take 15 ticks if you can get 150 ticks, right? So the 15 range, which I hadn't used much actually at all over the last many weeks, simply because the market was too volatile, will whip you around. Now, yesterday it had some winning trades, had some losing trades. At the end of the session, or whenever I turned it off, it was up 300 and whatever it was, $30, $60, whatever. But I can accomplish that in one trade with a slightly larger time frame and far fewer trades, if that makes sense. So for instance, I'll give you guys we're sitting here doing nothing. Let these markets do what they're going to do in pre-market. Let me show you the NASDAQ, okay? If I can get this damn thing to load. For some reason, I show this to everybody. For some reason, is this on a daily? Okay. Okay, so here's the NASDAQ. Let me show you a 100% winning robot, and then I'll give you the cons. So for the year that we are currently in, 2020, the NASDAQ on a daily time frame, has taken a grand total of 3 trades. That's it. 3 trades. It took a short here in March. March 25th, and 625 points to third target. So it hit all three targets. Okay. It then took a long, and this is what it goes back to what I said yesterday. It took a long on April 8th, 670 points first target, 1,117 points second target, and 1,564 points second target. Now, if you're trading a mini 1,564 times 20, that's a $31,000 per contract trade. On a micro, it's a $3,100 trade. So traders would argue and say, yeah, but my stop is 1,000 points. Yeah, okay, it is. Does it come anywhere near? Now I can adjust that, right? Because it's based on average true range. Doesn't come anywhere near your stop. Nowhere near. Right? And then we get a third trade here. There's actually a setting that's wrong in here. Let me just show you. Because this is predicated on, let me get rid of this. Let me put a 240 minute in there. It's not going to change the trade. This will take a month now to load. And then we got this third trade, short, which also came to target. So one, we can filter the robot to the point where it takes, 95% winning trades or 100% winning trades like you're seeing here in the NASDAQ. But it may only take 3 trades a year. Now, they are monster trades. Monster trades. But 98% of the traders, not only in this room, gold is getting bashed. I don't know why the dollar is going nuts. 98% of the traders in this room wouldn't even consider trading, or 98% of the traders maybe overall, wouldn't even consider taking a trade on a daily basis, right? Maybe you're one of them, I don't know. But most traders would not. I don't know why this daily chart gives me such a hard time to load. It's got 3 moving averages, the robot, and this Z-score. It's the robot that won't load here. But again, a third trade was a short and a winning trade. If I go to a 60-minute chart, let me just show you something. I don't know what just got target. Oh, our gold got first target. So let me go to a 60-minute, and I'll show you something else. Even on a 60-minute, on an hourly, look at this thing. What a pain in the neck. Gotta love you some Ninja. Here's the bot. First target's off at 31 ticks, and I'm break even +1. Okay, so here's an hourly chart, and I want to use a 30-minute time frame. No, that was gold. No, NQ long? No, I don't have a long yet. Took a long here on October 7th at 9 a.m. 67, 112, and 152 ticks. Now it's kept going. Now you can trail this almost infinitum, well, until you get a pullback. Here's another long on October 5th. It only hit first target, but it's 80 handles, 80 points. Here's another trade. This is 2 a.m. on October 2nd. 92 and almost 154. Here's another trade, a long, 90 handles. Here's a short for a small winning trade, and a long that's a losing trade, not quite 65 points. 2,300 hours, whatever the hell that is. 11 o'clock at night, nobody's trading. Here's a long at 11 o'clock in the morning, 107, 179, and 251. So you tell me, here's another great short, hourly chart, 73, 122, 170. You got a losing long here and a losing here. So the question is, what's the percentage, right? Now, if I showed you a 15 range chart, If I showed you a 15 range chart, I would have 25 times. Hey, Greg. All right, I won't, Greg. If I show you a 15 range chart, those numbers are going to be demonstrably different. First off, you're going to have 30 times the trades. Now, the net result may be winning. I know it is. But the downside is you're going to take 15 times the trades and you're going to have winners and losers throughout. So when guys tell me, I don't want to trade an hourly chart, or I don't want to trade a 15-minute chart, the stop's too big. So my question is, if you lose, let's just use a number, $1,000 on one trade, you think you can't lose $1,000 with 20 tick stops 25 times? You guys are wrong. Wrong. Now, I'm not telling anybody they should or should not trade a 15 range or a 15-minute or a 15-year chart for that matter. Every one of you guys is a different trader with different size accounts and have different goals. If your goal is to make $200 a day, you're probably not trading hourly charts or daily charts, right? So the robot can used on, so again, to answer your, hey Mimi, bigger time frames are definitely less stressful. And now with the advent of micros, you can trade them with 1 or 2 micros. I mean, seriously, is anybody going to stress if you have pullback or draw of $200 or $300? I mean, if you do, you probably shouldn't be trading. All right, both targets here on the 3-minute. So Mimi made 400 points on an MQ runner. It's a great trade. That's the nice thing about the micros. It allows for you guys to trade with a whole lot less stress. Right? Listen, for most of us, and I can tell you this serious, and I mean this seriously, measures tick range over 9 minutes, 3-minute candles, so adjust every 3 minutes. The NASDAQ trades fine up to about 60. That's another 15 range. Up to about 60, 70 ticks is normal. First target's filled. We are at 331. We are monstrously volatile. This will only take shorts based on my filters. At the moment, it's only taking shorts, which is fine. I'm not interested in trying to catch longs at this point, guys. It's all sell pressure. We're at the 20 period. We should bounce right here, 86, 87. We're at the 20 period on a 15-minute. Gold came down to 02. It's got to bounce here. It's got to bounce here. If not, we'll come down to 98. That would be another entry. There's no buyers in gold yet, but it's bouncing off 02. So far we're holding that 20 period. Come here, you. We're not going to hold it much longer. So we'll have to go to a 30-minute chart and see where we're at. We're still holding that 20 period moving average on a 15-minute. Does not look good. 5,000, 5,300 sellers. Let them get these sellers out of here. That's fine. I don't have a retracement short. Let me see if I can find one. You can try 120. We're not going to get there. Maybe. So the opening 15-minute candle, we got 400 sellers. Still holding this area, but NASDAQ again, just got both targets. It's so fast, guys, it can't even set the targets. That's how fast it is. We're at 304. Here's where the 15 range is right now, up 425. Again, I'm using the bigger filters, which are going to keep me only taking shorts. I don't want longs. Not that they can't work, but I want the trend. Still holding the 20. I mean, this is a long in here. If it hold, all right, guys, you can probably take a long back up to 15. It's going to be volatile. Trade micros, trade smaller. We should go to 15. We do have some buyers. No, they're trying to hold it right in here, 90s. As long as we hold in here, we're good. This should bounce back to 15, as long as that bottom holds. And then possibly back up to 150. Let them sell them. You may get it. We're trying to hold here, 80. I think we're coming down to 30. They couldn't get 15 and failed. Couldn't get to 120 for a short. Guys, I am perfectly content to trade other stuff. Natural gas, I got nothing. Crude would be a decent long around 39.98. If you want a crude trade at 98. They're blowing gold. Gold now headed to 91. NASDAQ 54 is going to give us a bounce if it gets there. It may not get there. If this gets back up through 76. The trend is down here, guys. Daily, we're nowhere near shorts on a daily basis. YM is holding up better than anything. ES, I'm not watching. Let me see where I'd be interested in the ES. Let me see here, guys. Hang on. I have nothing on the ES. Somewhere between 10 and 12. Here comes my 30, 35 area, I guess. Jesus. We should bounce in this area, guys. I'm going to take a 35 long. If it comes there, I'll take a 35 long. 23 is Globex. Yeah, looks like that's where we're going to come. We're into an area that we should bounce, but we're not. Yeah, we're bouncing. No, still not ready. 35 is the next zone down, guys. Look at this dollar index. Dollar index is on fire. Damn it. I got a target from here at 87. All right, I'm going to try a small long.
Order submitted.
I'm at 62. 62 half. Not going to fill me. Damn it.
Order canceled.
Not going to fill me. If anybody took long by hitting market, you got a target at 87. You guys can try a long if you want on gold right here at 1900. First target is 02, maybe 03. Bot went long. Should get to 05. Dollars overbought. Dollars overbought. Down to 258 tick range. And I say that somewhat facetiously. We're still motoring like hell on the NASDAQ, guys. Next area, 35, 36 for a bounce if it comes down there. There we go. Just hit 36. That's our bounce.
Order submitted.
I'm going to try along here, guys. Come on, bounce, you rat dog. Here we go. Come on, let's go 87. Come on.
Order fell.
Here we go. Come on, buddy. Blow it up. There we go. There we go. Come on. Come on. All right, guys. I'm out some of my position holding 1. I'm trying to get to 87. If anybody's long, I told you I was taking a long. I'm long. There we go. There we go. Come on, baby. That's where I'm in at, 37. Come on, 87. Let's go. Woohoo! Come on. I want 87. I'm on the close, though. We got small buyers in here. There we go. I got a $700 runner. I've got a target at 133, but we're going to have to get all the way through 75 first.
Order filled.
Yeah, so 22 tick stop, Janelle, is a arbitrary stop, right? It's an arbitrary number. Hang on one second, guys. I took that trade live, guys. I'm trading a live account as well. Now I'm trading honestly smaller than I ordinarily would. Here's my live account. If I tell you I'm waiting, I'm waiting. That was the trade, guys, 35. You got almost 30 handles in this thing. We could come back and test those lows. Hang on one second, fellas. That's right. That's what we do. Anybody take that trade, guys? You should still be long. Okay, Mark, you guys should still be long. I gave that to you well in advance, fellas. I told you where I'm taking the trade. I told you I was taking the trade. And I want to be clear. All right, Dijon, nice job. I want to be clear, fellas. Just because I may take a trade does not lend any more or any less credence to a trade I may offer but not take. Yeah, so if you guys notice my DOM, okay, you're going to get 80 half, Greg. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. 80 half. You could get to 130. So if you guys notice my DOM, you'll notice my ATM strategy. Can you guys see that? Can you see what my strategy is? I don't have a stop. I'm not using a stop. One of the best traders I know, who was in the room a little bit last week and is here today, Greg, does not use stops. I stopped using stops weeks ago in this volatility because I found if I, again, I have to buy areas. I have to buy areas, right? If I try a 20 tick stop or a 30 tick stop or a 40 tick stop in this volatility, it is not going to hold. Here comes your target at 81, somewhere between 80 and 81. First target, 80 to 81. Now, I'm not suggesting anybody in this room does not use, don't use a stop. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is I will tell you if I'm getting out of a trade. Yeah, but in this volatility with the NASDAQ clanking around right now at 187 ticks currently, you have to ask yourself, what's the stop? So we talked about this. Where do I know when I'm wrong? Right? Anybody take gold? Your target is about 02. You're going to 05 on gold if you're long gold, slowly. So remember we talked about this last week with my members. Where do I know that I'm wrong? We could go to 129, guys. So when I'm looking at my chart, I got to go down to a smaller time frame, right? So let's go to a 5 minute. Here's my here is my overnight low, 23, right? The only way that I know I'm wrong on the trade is if I break that 23. So if I take a 35 long, I already know that I'm wrong below that swing, and we're probably going to get ratcheted, right? I also think I have a target at 129. If I look at a 5-minute, I have the confluence of the 50 and the 100 period. You hit your daily goal in that NQ entry. Nice job, Yannick. I basically did too. I'm not done, but we could come up to 142 on a small time frame before we find that we have a problem. Anybody that took that trade, there's no reason not to be in the trade. Still, is there anybody holding NASDAQ? Is there anybody holding NASDAQ? That's okay, Janelle. I mean, if you know, again, as the week goes on, today's only Tuesday. You'll get used to it. So on a 5-minute chart, does anybody see, look, we've got a pivot. I've got some buyers, not many. And why would we expect a bounce? Yeah, if we come down, my next level to buy would be somewhere between 16 and 22 if we come down, all the way down to 03. Right? At some point, we're going to get too heavy on the sell side, right? Everybody's on the short side, and they're just going to flip it on these guys and run it away from them. Nice trade, Ingmar. Nice trade. So I already know where my, where my area that I want to kill a trade is. I already know where that is. So on a 15-minute, if you guys look at this indicator here, which is a Z-score, we're oversold. We're oversold. Doesn't mean we can't stay oversold. Doesn't mean we can't sell off again, but we are oversold. You can expect a reversion here, back up. And there goes natural gas. Got through 36, and I don't know if it came back into that buy zone, Patrick. I'm watching the ES. So the next area I have, if we push down, is somewhere between 16 and 22.
Order filled.
I shut off the 15 range. And we may not come down, guys. We did put in a lower low here in this 5-minute. So I'd need another candle now. We got buyers. Come on. And gold lost it, you bastard. Still. Come on, NASDAQ. Let's go. 05. Got to 99.75. I still have buyers, guys. Straight buying the last 9 minutes. I'm not watching the YM. Let me take a look at the YM. ES pushing. YM is headed to 710 area. Support on the NASDAQ should be about 81. 80, 81. Just hit 80. I want to see that hold. I still have net buyers on the bars, not on the session. Okay, we held 80, bounced 6-7 points. My target is still 05 if anybody is in it. Anybody that took that 37, you can tighten up your stop to 75. Come on, buy them up. We have no news. Somebody said talk of a V-shaped recovery needs perspective. Well, we nailed the entry, guys. 35, we nailed that entry. Came down to 32 quarter. 36. I would have no interest in a short. I see it pulling back. I'm not interested in a short. I don't care what it does. As long as we stay above 32 area, we're good. If we pull back, we got sellers back in. If we pull back, I like it again around 10 to 16, 10 to 15. You would be out, guys, on the trailing stop at 75. NASDAQ's down 38. S&P is off 16. And the Dow is off 145. Russell is down 19 handles. Anybody know what time the Apple event is? We just came back into where we took that last trade and bounced again. Anybody know what time Apple, their deal is today? We bounced right off that same low. Came back and tested that low. Slightly higher low, but same zone. 1 p.m. Thanks, Jimmy. Gold, 94. Good Lord. I got to go to a bigger time frame on gold. Look at this bounce again off 36, 37 area. So guys, I changed my YM chart. I changed my YM chart to a 60-minute. I'm just not interested in trading YM on a 3-minute, which I find to be utterly useless. I don't know that it gets targets, but it's got money in it. All right. I still like gold. This dollar index is overbought. Yeah, I mean, we could come down to 1875 too on gold. If it breaks below 85, it's going to get whacked. I think gold is coming down anyways, fellas, to 83. 7,500 sellers. They can't find any buyers. And the dollar is not showing any signs of slowing down. NASDAQ back to that 80. We're trading in the same range now. I still like NASDAQ long to 05, 105. And above that, 117. Trade it, write it down. I've said it 100 times. We're going to 05. We've tested that bottom now twice and held it. '05 is the target. Now, I mean, you don't want to get in now, unless you want your stop at 32. I guess you could put it at 46, but YM was long, and the first target is 650, 660, 660. NASDAQ's headed to 05. Let me just take a look at some equities, fellas, quickly. Anybody take natural gas? It broke out. It's going to that 881. Anybody take gas? It's going to 881. Okay, Patrick, nice job. You got in earlier, I think, though. Apple's down $1.29. No biggie. About 1%. Amazon's up 21 bucks. Tesla's up 70 cents. Microsoft up 40 cents. Facebook down $1. Anybody long YM? Is there anybody in YM? Okay. Should get you to 60 first target. It's just slow as hell. I hate the YM. Just hate the YM. It's just so slow. But you're missing the point, Steve. Yes, the NASDAQ is rising on the negative delta. Tell me what the negative delta was 20 minutes ago. Tell me what it was 15 minutes ago. Tell me what it was 10 minutes ago. That negative delta is doing what? It's decreasing. So as I said in education last week, when we come in, or when I turn my bots, or my platform on, I look at the delta that gives me just an overview for what happened in the Asian and European markets, right? I have a general bias in the overnight session. So if we, I can tell you at 9:55, we had 5,332 contract negative delta. Right now we have 4,500. So what's going on? Buyers. I don't care what happened. I only care about what's happening, right? We talked about this on Friday. All we care about is what's happening right now once we're in a trade. We don't care about what, some guy stuck in his apartment in London did last night. We don't care about what they did in Australia last night. What's happening now? Trade what you see. I'm telling you where we're going, 05. We are going to 05. And then higher. Probably back to 187 once we get through 10 to 15 area. But 05 was my target. $31.12.25. I'm not looking at ES. Okay. ES is going to have to get through 15.5 and it gets to 17. This is where we stopped before, 99.75. It also looks to me like silver wants to turn up, as does gold. This dollar bid, I don't know what it's about, unless there's some speculation that, we may not get a deal. So we held the 34 once back here. We walked it up a couple of times. Let's see if we hold it again. So we're holding the 34 now on the move up so far. Here goes YM. Come on, buddy. YM just needs to break now above 43. Here comes my 05. Got to break the whole number. Come on, dude. You got it. 98, 99, 100, 01. Come on. I want 05. Don't be a chump. Don't be a chump. If anybody holding NASDAQ, there's 03, 4. Oh, did we not get 5? You are a scumbag. One tick. One tick. I missed by a tick. Missed by a tick. Did I hit 05? Looks like 475 to me. That one tick got your first target? Oh, okay. So I guess I hit it. Thank you, fellas. If not, I'm going to get it now. And then we're going to 30. We're going to 29. There it is. I saw it that time. Booyah, baby. Next level up, 17. How does he do that? I don't know. Man, I get lucky. You'll still get the YM to 60, 64. Steve. Next level up, guys. 29. 29. Anybody holding NASCRAC still? Pushing a little bit of resistance here. Anybody still hold? And here comes your. That's the runner out on. Okay, guys. You guys got nice trades here, fellas. And here comes my stupid YM. Got to 56. Okay, Yannick. Okay, Mimi. How are my trials doing? Are you guys making money today, fellas? 29's next level up. My trials okay? ES has to get through 17. It goes to 19. Okay, Janelle, good job. See you tomorrow, Michael. Nice job. Daily goal in. Nice job. Let's see if we bounce it. We bounced off the 34 again. So look, we're holding the 34 for now. Right? We walked it up here, 1014, 1015, 1021, and now again, 1025. So we're holding the 34 moving average. Next level up, guys, is 29. We just have to break this 5-minute double top at 15 or so. We've got 5-minute at 15 quarter. 17 is going to give us a little bit of agita as well. It's the 50-period moving average. All right, guys. Those of you that took that YM trade, you basically got your first target here, 60 to 64. You just got 64. That's from around 10 to 15 area, wherever you took it. So you can take some risk off on YM. Put your stop at break even if you want and see if you can get it to move. If it breaks above VWAP, she's going to Hall and Oates it. She gone. Got to get above 70, 72 on the YM. Anybody holding YM still? You should have some risk off. Okay, Reg. Anybody else in YM? Okay, Gary. All right, guys. You should have first targets, fellas. And now a free trade. Come on. A little bit of a failure at VWAP, negative delta. We would expect that. Nice job, Brian. Here we go. We're pushing the 50 on a 15-minute, guys, right around 17. That's our shard of resistance. Once we can break cleanly up through about 18, 20, It goes right to 30 before the next small pocket of resistance. Sellers are trying again. That's all right. Pull it back to find buyers again. I would have no interest in shorts, guys. None. I would probably buy this somewhere again down around 95, 96 if it comes down. So, Steve, we've talked about that. Oh, you're trying to buy 91? Okay. We've talked about an entry offset for the bot. And we looked at that. And I'll tell you why we decided against it, which we were going to do. Pullback entries. Here is why we decided against it. If the bot gave you a long here at 13, each of us as traders would have to program it. It wouldn't be a generic number for everybody, right? 5 ticks, 10 ticks, 100 ticks, whatever. So there would be a box to check for an entry offset. Turn it on. And then you would have to put in a value, 5 tick pullback, 10 tick pullback, 20 tick, whatever it is. Each of us obviously would have different numbers, right? So you being you might say, well, I want to buy a 30 tick pullback. Me being me, I may say I want to buy a 10 tick pullback. Joe being Joe wants to buy a 70 tick pullback. Guess what? You guys will all miss more trades than you get because they're just arbitrary numbers. They're arbitrary numbers. Now you see how everybody at the end of the day says to me, what are the bot totals? What are the bot totals? Do the bot totals. And I do. I do them because my numbers, again, I generally am profitable, right? But then guys will say to me, well, I didn't get the same numbers. Okay, well, maybe, again, when did you turn them on? When did you turn them off? How many contracts did you trade, et cetera? Guys, we're going below 3,000 net sellers. They bought back several thousand contracts. Almost to my 29 target. Almost there, baby. This is a trade that originated at 86.50. Again, if you used a stop, I gave you 72. You got taken out. Me personally, I did not use a stop. Right, exactly. So you understand it. Right? I mean, there's just no way, regardless of my totals, that anybody is going to have the same totals. I've had traders on many days have far better totals than me, but I know when to turn them off. When they've made money, I turn them off. I don't think I have anything that's in the red today. Of course, I haven't had a ton of trades, but let me look. Nope. Here are my totals today. 6B made 156 bucks. This is so far. Nice job, BJ. Made $1,000. Nice job. Gold is up 14.10 on the 3-minute. It's off. My 377 tick is up 550. This is the NASDAQ trade. This is the NASDAQ trade I'm currently in, up 400 and change. NQ 15 range, 425. Silver up 275. YM on the hourly up 445. Almost got there, guys. Next candle. I told you we would push resistance. We're pushing that stupid 50-period moving average, but bidding through it. 1,300 buyers in this 15-minute candle. Oh, we're going to get those targets. This is going higher, guys. Come on. This is going higher. 1 tick lower high here. One more push, and it's target city. Oh, you little stink face. Got to 27.75. No. Now, for those of you guys that are here for the week, you can always do this. Move to break even. Mine is set to manually go to, go to break even at first target. But you can manually move it to break even. We're below 3,000 net sellers. We're above VWAP. We could pull back to VWAP, but we're going to hold that 14 area now. I cannot believe we got the 27.75 and not 29. We are headed today back up to 87 and potentially higher. I think once we get rid of Europe, we will go higher. It's pulling back to entry. Yeah, I don't know if we get there though. We ran into the resistance. I thought we'd get it at 30. We should have gotten to 29.5 anyways. We failed just below that at that 27.75. Look, it's working through this supply zone, fellas. That's all it's doing. Look at the red area. That's all supply. Once as we bid up through it, you'll see it disappear. ES is stuck at 16.5. Anybody take my natural gas trade when I said it was a long? Anybody take natural gas? I said natural gas is a long here. Anybody take it? It's gone from 34. It bounced all the way up to 64. All right, Chris, good job. Bounced 30 ticks. Anybody else take natural gas? Okay. Crude is a short with a stop at 14. If you guys want to try a 40.06, maybe with a 17 stop. I'm not taking it. It's just too small a range for me. Pulling back on small sellers. Coming into the top of the hour. Trump with a tweet. Tweeting on stimulus. If go big or don't go. If we pull back to 82, I'm buying NASDAQ. Man, gold's got a long way to run. Booyah, baby. Booyah, baby. Say goodbye to the NASCrack-a-loony. 187 is your target today. I don't know what's going on here. Don't care. It's going to 155 next. And again, the bot kept you in the trade, right? A little bit of squirreling around. Booyah, baby. You guys must get tired of me saying target filled, right? Uh-oh. 20 going below 2,700 net buyers. Does anybody remember me saying this morning, I would not be surprised if they buy them all back? They're going to buy these sons of guns back. We're not in shorts, fellas. We are not in shorts. The NASDAQ is where it's at. Why? Technology. If a second wave of this virus comes through again, as they're saying it could, where do you think that the money is going? Zoom, Amazon, etc. I mean, do you want to own a restaurant stock? Probably not. I'll tell you what I think is a great trade, my opinion, are energy stocks. If Trump wins the election, energy stocks are going to go a mile higher. If Biden wins the election, they're not going to go a whole lot lower. If Biden wins the election, you probably want to own cannabis stocks, right? They're going to decriminalize marijuana. Just an opinion. It's not investment advice. So everybody made some money today. Is that correct? Is that correct? Everybody made a little bit of money? Here we go again. Next pop. Okay. It's eating up through this supply above. You can see it. I'll bet my lunch. What do you need, Janelle, for that? Tell me what you need. How much? How many contracts do you trade? Okay. Let me see what I can do here. And I can tell you where we're headed. I know where we're going. The problem is we're pushing resistance again here on a 5-minute trend line. You can take, we're going to 54. The move up would be a 40 entry, but you're not going to like the stock. It's 15 points again. I cannot get a small entry on the NASDAQ. I can get an entry on the NASDAQ. What I cannot get is a real small stop. Let me see if I can get I'll try to get a pullback here, but if not, we're going to 187, give or take. And then probably 285, 126. Okay, see if I can get a 125, 126 pullback. I like it in this candle especially because I have all of this momentum from the previous candle that's sitting right on top of all those buyers. We're below 2,600 sellers here. Yeah, I don't think we're going to pull back 15 hand. We could. Anything can happen. You almost could try it more aggressively here off 136, which was the breakout area. But your stop still has to be 124. It's 12 handles. I don't have the trade. I'd have to get a pullback. Maybe on the next candle. It doesn't look it to me. But Janelle, you can try a 128 entry with a 120 stop. That's 8 handles. Anybody wants to try NASDAQ at 128 with a 120 stop? I don't know what a skinny Brexit deal is, but that's what they just said. Let me go to 128. All right, 128. There's 33. Come on, stink face. May stop 129. Come on, there's 131. Ugh, come on. What a rat bag. No, wait for it. Gone. Bah. Nothing I can do. It's gone. You can cancel that. It's gone.
Order canceled.
Yep, it's gone. Now on this, if we're going to get a pullback, yeah, I still like that 128 area from here, right here. That may still work. We're down below 2,600 again. See, this is what happens, when I try to get too cute with entries. Gold has gone utterly dormant, although support seems to be at 90. If anybody wants to try a gold long, your entry would be 96.3. I'm not interested in it. Okay. Say that again. Why don't I have the same total delta and and bar volume? What does that mean? I'm not sure I understand your question, Mimi. At the bottom of my chart, okay, so the top line is total delta, right? That's from 6 p.m. Eastern last evening. Bar volume is the amount of contracts that have traded in this candle. There's been 2,700, almost 800 contracts traded in this 5-minute candle. The delta on top, so do I, minus 29, minus 30, minus 35, 34. The top of the candle is my delta, above the candle. You can buy, I would think, NASDAQ. Yeah, but Mimi, let me ask you a question. Who is your, we've talked about this 1,000 times, and I'll give you the answer again. You have one data provider, and I have a different data provider. Not all data providers provide the same data the same way. How it gets to your computer is different than how it gets to mine, right? It's no different on the bot than it is on order flow. For instance, I'm using Rithmic. Anybody here using Rithmic data? All right, guys, we've got a few sellers showing up. Anybody that might be interested in the NASDAQ CQG, you can probably buy 29.30 if it pulls back. 29.30. Let's call it 30. I may be off, but let's call it 30.
Order submitted.
I don't think we're going to get it, guys. This is just going to keep going higher, is my opinion. Once we get rid of Europe in about 10 minutes, I think this thing goes wacko. It's going to 54. That's our next level up. May not get that next target, but it's going to 54. Remember what I said earlier? When we were way back down somewhere around 85, 86, I had a conversation. One of the guys said, all I see is sellers. And I said, yeah, but look at what price is doing. They couldn't drive. We're through the overhead inventory. We're through inventory.
Order canceled.
Got a small band here. If we get above 52, we're going to 54. That's our next area. Oh, she's gone like yesterday's news, buddy. This is gone. 54, next target. I'm giving you guys targets almost to the tick. We are going to 87. 187 is next. We may get a pullback first. I'd like to see it pull back to 29.5. I'd also like to have a little bit more hair and need a haircut on a regular basis. But guess what? As George Bush said, not gonna happen. So we're going to get this target, guys. We're going to 187, fellas. 187. Next level up, 178. If we can get any pullback, not even going to get it. There's 2 targets filled. Not prudent. That's right. Not going to be prudent. We're going below 2,000. Anybody remember? I told you. They're going to buy him back. That's done. Up 1,600. They're going to buy him back. Anybody that's still trading or has bots on, your 3-minute high probability is fixing to turn up. Now, you know that is usually cha-ching. Here's our next level, 72. I think 78, but be that as it may. Sorry, guys. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Cleared out. Sound check. Okay. Here we go, guys. 6B on the 15-minute, up 156.25. Gold on the 3-minute, up 1,410. Gold on the 377, up 550. NASDAQ on the 3-minute, up 1,655. NASDAQ on the 15 range, up 425. Silver on the Unirenko, up 275. YM on the new 60-minute that I'm working with, up $445. What's my total? $4,916.25. Bot totals. Over 4,900 today, guys, in what, 3 hours of trade? 3.5 hours of trade? I have no idea what my totals would be on order flow. No idea. I don't track them. Anybody have any questions, guys, before we I'll leave you with a couple of things. NASDAQ, you can take a long on a pullback somewhere between 30 and 40. It may come back to 29.30 area. But that would be your long entry. If we're going to work up to that 87 area eventually. It's going to 87. I mean, we got pretty damn close here, fellas. We got to 73, 74. And we could see 265 today Write those numbers down if you're not trading them. But 29 half, 30, 31 area is what I see for an entry. All right, guys, for my trial, I want to thank you guys for sitting in again today. I hope you enjoyed the session. For my members, let's see. Nice job, Darwin. Nice job, guys. For my, you're welcome, Brian. For my members, I'll be on Skype a little bit. I'm going to quickly eat lunch. I have a 12 o'clock one-on-one. 12 o'clock one-on-one, and then I'll be around. We'll see what we get this afternoon. So pay attention to member Skype. Okay, guys. You're welcome, Jim. Have a blessed day. We didn't even.